Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Snap Judgments video. I am Flash, filling in for Glazer, who is still away on vacation, enjoying himself and having a fantastic time. So I'm back. Here we are again, and we are kicking things off with season pass giveaways because who does more for the community and giving all these things away than Glazer? Over here at Snap Judgments. It's fantastic stuff. So answer a question later and you can be entered to win another one of these fantastic season passes. Figured we just go ahead and get that right out the way before we move into the meat and potatoes of the video, if you will. And without further ado, let's get right to it. So we're kicking things off here slightly different, right? Where we have two versions of the same deck, and I had a little bit of homework where I tested these things out and I put it through my personal ringer. So Jimmy Dickens has this Toxic Sarah list where there's this version and then there's this version. Now, you might prefer one over the other. That's very dependent upon you, right? Depends on your play style, depends on what patterns you like. My preference, while this one is very fun, it has more lines of fun things to do overall. The only issue I had personally is that sometimes there are too many things to do, which might sound like a good problem to have, but considering where the direction of this deck is going, it's not a great, in my personal opinion, it wasn't a great problem to have. So I prefer this one. The lines are cleaner and I had a level of more success with this one as opposed to the other deck. So that being said, let's get right into what you can replace here. You could try to replace Wiccan. I wouldn't, because it's trying to do that thing, right? That's why Quicksilver is here. If not, then you maybe try this and then you take Wiccan out and then you're doing something else altogether. And it's so in the second list, maybe if you want, you could take Wiccan out and try Typhoid. But again, if you're doing that, then you're taking out Quicksilver and then you're doing something else different altogether. So maybe you need Wiccan for this particular build. You need Ajax. It is what it is. If you're not doing it, you're just doing something else. You need those cards. Okay. Obviously, you're playing Quicksilver on turn 1. That's what the deck is designed to do. Now, turn 2, you have a little bit more leeway depending on what the board state is. Now, of course, Kate is your first option. Kate, White Widow. Hazmat is an option if there are things on the board. If your opponent has played few things, maybe they played a Squirrel Girl for some reason, then you have an opportunity to maybe play Hazmat and keep your, that energy push going towards, being able to play Wiccan and get the extra energy. Now, turn 3, Nocturne, Viper, those are good options. Kate is still an option as well. Now, ideally, you'd want to play an Arrow plus a 2 if you can't do a 3, right? If you've played Kate, then you can go Arrow and Widow, or you can go Arrow and Hazmat, again, depending on what the board state is. You have to be very in tune with what's happening on the board. Turn 4, Wiccan obviously is your first option if possible. Man-Thing is also an option. Or previous turns, right? You could do a 3 and a 1 or 2 2s. Bam. Now, keep in mind, if you are keeping up with playing all your energy each turn, now heading into turn 5, if Wiccan is still an option, whereas if you've drawn the card or if you have it in your hand and you can still get the +2 energy, you should probably go ahead and play Wiccan here. You can even go Wiccan plus a 1 of those, things if you could be an Arrow, right? If you haven't played one yet. Or just Sarah, depending on how things are going, what your hand is looking like. And then turn 5, Ajax and Hazmat, or Ajax and something else. Depends on what you have in hand, what the board state is looking like. You're going to make that decision based on the play pattern of the game. Again, let's take one more look at this deck. Jimmy Dickens, good stuff. Always puts out good decks. This is another one I like. Again, feel free to run the previous version if you would like. I like this one. I think it's cleaner and the lines are the curve at the front end, or the low end, if you will, is a lot better, personally speaking. Now, do the usual thing, please. Like, subscribe, comment, share this out. It helps the algorithm. Glazer is, he has a goal of trying to get to that. I believe we said, what was it, last 15,000 by the time we get to the end of the year. Every little bit helps. If you don't think your comment or your just clicking the button, if you don't think it doesn't help, I promise you it does. Just do it. Just do it. And the stream team. If you, as usual, there's no gameplay here, right? So come check out the stream team, littered with fantastic members, most of them on Power On. Got Gregor on Mondays, Prashaun Tuesdays, myself on Wednesday. So today is Wednesday. So that means come back on later tonight and you'll see your boy. Okay. 9 p.m. Okay. Sometimes it says 5 o'clock in here. I promise you it's 9 p.m. I'm 9 to 2, Wednesday through Saturday. All right. Cheap plug. All right. And let's get to the next deck. Cavallo. This is a token deck. Now, for the most part, this is a pretty straightforward To Kill a Mockingbird style deck. Right? It's got the recently buffed Lady Deathstrike. She's just good. Gladiator's in here. Because guess what? Gladiator is still one of the best power to, cost ratio cards in the entire game. So, yeah, probably still just Gladiator. Very good. This is a cheap deck. Mockingbird is a centerpiece of this deck. You have a bunch of tokens. You're going to get a cheap or free Mockingbird, usually. So you're going to need Mockingbird. It's quite literally the only Series 5 card in the deck. Right? Yes. Now, Sasquatch could be a replacement. Because you have Mysterio. That makes Sasquatch 3 on the next turn. Maybe, but at the same time, Sasquatch also Series 5 card. Mockingbird is better here. All right, so Mockingbird. Turn 1, Squirrel Girl is better than the Hood, better than Nico. Okay, now I say Squirrel Girl is better just because in this deck you want to get these tokens out. You want to get those tokens out. You want to get them destroyed. You want to get Mockingbird out before you get them destroyed, and then you cheap death or free death. Right? Mysterio is better than Nico and Hood. Could also, if you didn't hit Squirrel Girl on 1, Squirrel Girl on 2 here. I like Mysterio here because then you can Mysterio on 2 and then right into Mockingbird on turn 3. It's also that's very good. And as you see, turn 3, she's the main option if you've played Mysterio on 2, obviously. So Mockingbird on 3 or Killmonger, again, better than Killmonger because you don't want to nuke those tokens until you have Mockingbird down on the board. Gladiator, Triple M, also options. Same thing for turn 4. Turn 4 is a matter of what you have in hand and what the board state is. Turn 5, LDS. If you don't have LDS, other options. Any of the previous things already stated. This is a very, kind of straightforward, very fun deck. But it kind of just is a matter of, okay, what do I have? What am I going to play? Period. Death plus whatever you have at the end. Or you save the Mockingbird for the end, and then that's a power that your opponent's not sure how much it's going to be definitively. Then you death and Mockingbird like for free, right? You get them both out for free, and it's like, what just happened here? So, or mostly for free, whatever. You get the idea. Here's another look at the deck. Fun stuff here. These decks tend to have a good level of strength with the top end being so strong. You have Shadow King to take down a lot of things right now in the meta that scaling power. There's a lot of scaling power threats in the game right now. And Mobius to deal with opposing deaths or Loki's, which is all over the place. So if you want to protect yourself against that, you should probably start running Triple M. I feel like we should be seeing more of him, and we are not. So keep that in mind. Now, on to the last deck. This has my name on it. I promise you it's not my deck. This is a Safety Blade special. You already know what time it is. Spirit Palm is what he called it, and that's just genius. This is a Wong Odin deck. Hidden in the crevices of that is the Wiccan Domino Quicksilver package. Now, look, Safety Blade is great, so just play it. That's all I got. What do you want me to tell you? Just play it. It's good. Safety Blade. Look, Wiccan can be a lot of other things, but if you don't have Wiccan, or your brain says, I want to take Wiccan out, then you're also taking out Quicksilver and Domino, and then you're just building a standard Wong Odin deck. There's nothing wrong with that, but this is designed to do this wacky thing very specifically, and if you're not doing that, then you're just playing a Wong Odin deck. Put the other things in, right? And there's still not a lot of Cosmo around, so you can just get off again. If you're not doing this, then just play the One Piece deck because with Nomura, and you just do that. Now, very straightforward 1 and 2. Quicksilver Domino. You're always gonna have them, so you even got to worry about that. Now, of course, that opens up what you can do on turn 3. More times than not, Nocturne is gonna be your best play here. Copycat, depending on what she hit, right? If you have something else you can do, you maybe want to save that information for later on in the game, then do that. Or if she's just not worth playing, then but keep in mind, if you don't have a choice and you have Wiccan in hand and you're like, okay, well, I don't have any other 3s to play, and if I don't play Copycat, I'm not going to be able to play, I'm not going to get this Wiccan off. That's a decision you have to make in that moment. Sage and Ironheart is still also possibilities. You have to remember, this is a Wong deck, so you can just drop Wong on a played Sage or Ironheart already, then you come back with the Odin, you're getting that proc again later. So keep that in mind. Turn 4 Wiccan, because that's what you're trying to do here. If not, Wong, obviously. Turn 5 is Wong. Even if you've Wiccan on 4, then you come back with Wong on 5. Don't forget, right? Absorbing Man is in here, so that's another piece to this puzzle. And then turn 6, if you've played Wiccan, have fun, go nuts. Okay, because you're going to be able to Odin plus something else. There's a lot that you're going to be able to do here. Yeah, just maybe not Odin plus something else, but like something plus Absorbing Man is absolutely cracked, whether it be Ironheart or Sage. Those are the two right? Because there's also White Tiger in here as well. White Tiger has always just been good for just winning games. I didn't put her on the list here because we know where you fit in White Tiger when you can, right? So do that whenever need be. And yeah, one last look at the deck. Put it into your mental bank. Spirit Bomb, Safety Blade. Boom, got it. Look, that's it. So that being said, the question is to get that comment in for your entry into the season pass giveaway. What, if any, if you're somebody that looks at, it may have been hard for you to avoid the leaks by now, but if you're somebody who looks at them, what is your most, what card are you most excited from the new leaks? Not the not the symbiote season, but right, there's another set after that, so take a look at those if you want. What's your favorite out of those? What do you think is going to be the most cracked? Right, so, and here we go. The Glazer does the Patreon thanks, which means I'm doing the Patreon thanks. Abigail Giesland, Mandatory Burnout, Cables, what's up, Cables? Matt H, Irregardless, David G, Wingfield, Direwolf, LAB, FaThorNewman, Good Dog Gamer, Deus Fault, Inc, I Am Frostman, this list is getting longer, Jay Navarrete, Your Win, Prime Brian, Kier6 Lee, Kior, Pyrophoros, The Goat Seeker, Denman Falcon. What's up, Denman Falcon? Soon to be the best interviewer in all of Marvel Snap. Quid Pro Joe, Doc D, Fat Nick, the homie Fat Nick, Ginger Prime, Philip Rakovic, Hoplo, Kenny Loggins of the Danger Zone. Have to say it's standard quo. Rob Silverman, The Bizza, X-Force V, Skippy G, Tommy Nyquist, King of Bros, Black Dahlia, The Great Kazoo, Jessica Gamble, Ryan Wood, Kev Ciota, Lunacris, Quantum Quinn, John Q, Clom, 8th Sage. I feel like that's not one I remember seeing. Models, Tartator, Rima Satalia, Brian Kaufman, Tristan H. Martin, Jason B, JD McDonaldino, Fuzzy Dunlop, Spectrumix, Hoot, Matt H, Mikey Hijinks, No Flex, Ocularis, Craig Sterry, Seamus, Spike Jones, Two Ties, Lauren Whatevs, our math whiz, the Pirate King Tuccrr, the Homie Min, and Gunny T, where the T stands for I didn't plan anything for that, so there you have it. Look, appreciate you guys, and I appreciate Glazer for letting me stand in for him again for another Snap Judgment video. These are always awesome, and go support everywhere. Support here, support at Patreon, whatever you got. Throw a buck, throw $5, whatever it is. Let's just keep this trade moving. Glazer is the glue that brings all this positive parts of the community together, and we need to keep building that up. And that is all we have for this video. We will catch you guys tomorrow with another Snap Judgments video. I am Gaming with FlashX. Catch you guys next time. Peace.